Welcome back, Gaming with King family, to another F1 Clash video. We're here for a Series 5 easy way to win. So easy strategy to defeat Series 5. I'm currently in Series 6, making my way up to Series 7. So we're going to be dropping back down to Series 5 here to get these wins. Once again, you don't need boosts for these races. If you have boosts, if you have a lot of boosts, you're free to use whatever you want. But for the most part, you're not going to be needing any boost. If you're new to the game, this strategy works extremely well for you. So let's jump on into our first race here down in Series 5 and see what kind of match we could get and what we could do in this one. All right, so for this strategy, matchmaking is fairly good. I had been getting fairly good matches, fairly fair matches like this one here. As you can see, the team scores are nice and equal in that kind of bracket range together there, and the drivers are fairly good against our match right now, or our teams. The teams we're getting is fairly fair matches, have been fairly fair to our team that we have up and running. All right, so here we go for our qualifying, and we got P19 and P23 right there. Now with this strategy, once again, all you got to do is focus on your main driver. He's going to be the one that you want to use to win. Once again, your aim is not to beat the entire field, it's just to beat the rival. So this strategy is basically just beating the rival and not necessarily beating the pack. So we start off with a boost there to get a nice fair start. As we see, our driver is kind of stuck a little bit there, but he recovered pretty nice. Bearman up to P15 already, as we see our Dohan here in P23. All right, so we're mainly going to be focusing on Bearman. Dohan could probably be at the all we want to focus on is our Bearman and keeping him ahead. So we're going to give some support here as we see the rival AI Dohan just overtook our Bearman there, and we see the rival now on boost with his Bearman, and we have a 2-car buffer to his Bearman. So we're just going to allow him to pass those 2 cars, which is going to give him a good fight, a good hold up for us, so we can maintain our position. And we're going to be doing a 2-2-2 here, as it's 1-2 as we activated our DRS boost there, so we can pick up some positions. So we've moved up to P14. DRS here at Singapore is a it's not pretty good. It's not really good. There's not a lot of straights on Singapore, so you get the full advantage out of your DRS. So I like to use it either on the main straight, or we use it on the straight on the right, or we use it on this straight here on the back end of the track. So either one of those 3 places I like to use my DRS. But for the most part, I like to use it on the straight on the right. All right. So we're in pit here. Let's see if we could get our Bearman out. There we go. Perfect timing there from our Dohan. So no stocking. We should get the jump on the rival here. There we go. We got the jump on also Kick Salba there. And then we're gonna, I like to activate it right around this corner here, or DRS. It's where I think we could get the most out of it on this track. Not saying it that you can't get the most out of it on other parts of the track, but I think that's where I tend to get the most out of it on this track here. All right, so we're gonna go around again for another lap. It's 6 laps here at Singapore, and we're currently way out in the lead with our Bearman. So this race is basically in the bag for us. Right there, we would have activated another DRS for the straight here, but it came in a little bit late. So we're gonna refocus, and then we're gonna boost and DRS here. And then we're going to switch back to our Dohan, and we're going to do the same, boost and DRS there. And then we're just going to cut down our Bearman, see if Dohan can pick up some position. No, he cannot. All right, so cloudy So the rain is going to begin to change. The timer is going to go down pretty slow. We think we have a old video from wet races. I will be making a brand new wet races video soon. So look out for that to master wet races. Know when to switch to regular tires and when to switch to wet tires. All right. So we see some of the AIs are now switching to regular tires, which is a bit too early. Here to switch to regular tires. So we're gonna get an advantage on all of those guys on regular tires. Right now they're gonna be slow. We're gonna activate our DRS here as we fly past those on the regular tires right there. They're going to be very, very slow on their regular tires. DRS now. That's what I don't like with the only thing I don't like this season with the DRS is when you use your DRS and your driver slams into the back of a opponent's car and gets stuck right there. All right, so 50%. The regular tires are not going to be taking effect until 26% or below. So we're going to try to make the most of that. Hit that DRS again here so we can pass. I really don't like that your cars get stuck with the DRS. I think with the DRS, your driver should be capable to overtake and not get slammed into the back of the AI cars and just push them along as you go. All right, so that's the only drawback I have of the 2025 season so far, other than the exchange rate. Everything else is pretty nice. The gameplay is pretty fair. The glitches are not the best, but gameplay is still fair. So still a pretty good gameplay. All right. So as we squeeze now onto the finish line, we're gonna boost here and boost. We're gonna run out of tires with our Dohan. So I wanted to just boost him off before he ran out of tires anyways, as we cruise on around to finish the race on these wet tires. All right, there we go. So fairly good win for us there. Nice and easy. We're gonna be jumping into the setup right now. To take a quick look at the setup. Then I'm going to be explaining to you the reason why my setup is like this and why you should also use your setup like this at this stage. All right. So with this strategy, it doesn't really, you don't really need to have extreme levels. All you need to do is pick one of your drivers. Either it's going to be your rare driver, or it's going to be a high level common driver, and you want to level that driver up. You don't want to max out their level. You don't want to level them up to max out just yet. You want to take your time and level them up one at a time. So for this setup, we have our Bearman at level 5, our Dohan at level 1, and for our car, you can see our car right there. I have a brake at level 3, level 2, I have the Exhale for the DRS, and I have the engine, we have a suspension there, and then we have our stock wing. All right, the reason why I have the stock wing is to control the team score. I don't want to push the team score too high. If you look at each series, it gives you a recommendation on team score. As you can see here for series 5, it's 550 to 800. And you want to keep your team score right beneath, at least within 100 of the lowest team score. So as you can see here in Series 6, where the team score required is 650 to 900, I get my team score for Series 6 to about 550 something, 560, 500, and so on up. And you should be good from there with that team score. All right. So my team score for Series 6 is about 500 and something, and it continues to work just like I predicted it would. Some basically old strategy I've been testing out, come to figure out they still work in the game. All right. So you don't want to push your your score too high. You want to just manage that and then keep it nice and low there. So this is why I have a stock front wing on the car right there. I could put a front wing on, but that's going to push my team score too high, and I will be matching with other players who have used their CC points to buy probably higher level parts from the beginning of the game. To avoid those kind of players, you want to keep your setup just like this. Keep your team fairly nice. All right. For the driver side, I use one good driver, which is going to be your main driver. And as you can see, I use a level 1 for the second driver. He's just there to hold the place, really. He's not there to do much, so you don't need to really focus on him. Hence why you want to keep all your series 1 drivers, your first set at level 1. All right, if you're just starting out, this strategy is pretty simple for just starting out. I have a video on that. You could go check that out. Easiest way to win from series 1 to 3. And then you go from there. Once you hit series 3, and then the strategy would still work, but then you can now bring in this strategy where you bring up your team score just right under the required team score for that track. All right, so with this strategy, with this setup, you don't really need to use boost because you're not really scoring a lot of points against the entire pack. You're only beating your rival. This is not going to be the perfect setup for sprint races. If you're going to be doing sprint races, you're going to be needing to score the maximum amount of points as possible so you can fill up those sprint race score really fast to get those grades. So you're going to need to go for your best setup that you're going to be using in the GP events if you're going to be using sprint racing. All right, and that's going to require you to use up some boosts as well so you can get those crate done. All right, but for the most part, if you're just pushing through leagues, pushing through series, this strategy works perfectly well, and I am well on my way to series 7 at the moment, so look out for a series 6 easiest way to win video pretty soon. All right, so remember to smash the like button if you haven't already done so, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed for more F1 Clash content, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.